Hi there, Imelda here. Today we are making a delicious meal that has chicken stew, rice and cabbage. For our protein, we are having a chicken stew. So here we have one whole chicken, an indigenous chicken that has been chopped into pieces. First off, we are going to put this chicken on a grill on our charcoal stove for a few minutes to sort of sting off those long feathers that remain. Then we'll wash our chicken thoroughly and add it to a saucepan. This chicken has this big piece of fat that we are adding to the pan. We set aside the liver, the heart and the eggs. So we have our vegetables here, some tomatoes, onions, green bell pepper, garlic that we chop up, and we crush the garlic as well. So after about 25 minutes, our chicken that produced its own liquid, the liquid has evaporated and the fat has melted, as you can see at the bottom of the pan. So we are going to use this fat to brown the chicken. We keep turning it for about 10 to 12 minutes until it is brown, as you can see. At this point, we drain off some of the fat because there is a lot of it. Here we've drained off the fat, and then we'll add onions. We'll keep turning the chicken to allow the onions cook for about 3 minutes. When they turn translucent, we'll add some tomatoes as well as green bell peppers. Also add a little water to allow the tomatoes cook and soften. As the tomatoes soften, we keep crushing them a bit with a cooking stick, just like that, so that they are nice and crushed. When they are all soft, we will now add water to just about cover the chicken. Then we'll add some garlic as well, and some salt. So at this point, we add the liver and heart and the unformed eggs that we had set aside earlier, and we cover this up. We let this cook for about 2 hours total. After 1.5 hours, we will add a bit of Royco. We mix it with some water and add it to the stew and allow it cook. So here it is at the end of the 2 hours, looking nice and yummy. The soup has reduced to an acceptable level. It smells amazing. For our carbohydrate, we are having pilau rice. So I have here some super rice and some dark soy sauce. I also have an onion and some mixed pilau spices. I got this from the market in these tiny sachets. I also have a piece of bay leaves, dalasin as we call it here. So I roast the spices in a pan for about 1 to 2 minutes. Make sure they don't burn. Then I pound them into a powder in my mortar. I add some oil to a pan. Add my onions, cook them until they are brown but not burnt. At this point, I add some water. So I use a ratio of 1.5 cups of water to 1 cup of rice. So I add also a tablespoon of dark soy sauce, and I add some salt. I also add my powdered pilau spices, and I add my dalasin. I cover this up and let it boil. So once it boils, I'll add my washed rice. It's super rice, remember. I cover this, and the moment it starts to boil, I give it a mix, and then I reduce the heat. After about 30 minutes, our rice is all ready. For our vegetables, we have a cabbage and carrot fry. So here we have a carrot, a large cabbage, some green bell peppers, and some tomatoes. I chop up all these ingredients. I used about half of the cabbage. To a pan, I add some of the chicken fat I drained earlier. I've added my onions here. Cook them until they are translucent, and then I add the cabbage and carrot and tomatoes and green bell peppers. I toss all these vegetables until they reduce in size. I add some salt too, tossing this and turning it. After about 15 minutes, our cabbage fry is ready. So it's time to serve up our food. I'm serving up some chicken and some soup. That makes about a third of our plate. Then I'll add some rice. Ideally, it should be a fist size of rice. This is clearly more than that, but you can add as little as you want. And then I'll add some cabbage and carrot fry to make up a third of our plate. So there it is. Pilau rice, chicken stew, cabbage and carrot stir fry, a healthy, balanced meal made from ingredients that are locally available in all parts of Uganda. Very delicious, very filling. The whole family can enjoy this. Thank you for watching this video. Bye. See you in the next one.